In this video, we're going to answer the question of how to manually raise or throw, is another term you hear, an exception in Python. Raise is your friend. And the one pro tip I have here is raise a specific error versus a generic exception. This will make you look like a real pro. So I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to raise value error. And then in this message, put exactly what happened. Put as much information as you can so that when you come back later and you're trying to debug this, you'll know exactly what was going on. So here you go. If I raise it, you see here that value error code that explains exactly what happened. Now, I said don't raise a generic exception. And why did I say that? Because this can cause you to ignore unexpected issues. And it'll make you kind of look like a hack. I ran into this in a project I took over about a year ago. And the person had caught exceptions and then just didn't do anything with them. And so the program was failing, but there was no way to know what's failing. So the worst thing you can do is to try and catch, but then not do anything or not let your logging system know what really happened. So, right here, raise an exception, and it shows that you sort of understand how to write code. I mean, it's good that you raise something, you're saying there's an error, but you're not being very specific about it. So why? Well, let me show you here. The right way is, let's say I'm trying to get an answer, and somewhere in there I divide by 0, but that's okay. I just want it to have a none value. So if I run this here, answer gets set to none. That's totally fine. But then what happens if somehow I've got bad input and someone put in a string and I try to divide by it? Well, all of a sudden, that's going to be none too, even though there really should be a different way of handling that, like asking the user to input a number versus just setting it to none. So that's it. Short video on how to raise and what the important issues are. Be as specific as possible. That's the main thing. Don't just raise a generic exception. So that's it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit like down there. It helps me build an audience, and I'll see you in the next video.